So there you go, guys, on YouTube. Here's a video today of new client of mine, Stuart Lemon, who very nice gift he got from obviously his children for Father's Day, and it's massive benefit. His golf, his swing, and his improvement he's made today has been quite incredible in such a short time. Stuart currently plays off 12, but I saw him warm up just before the lesson. Saw him hitting some shots, saw his swing, and I would have predicted before I even spoke to him that he was playing off single figures. When he came in and told me he was playing off 12 and kind of struggling a bit off 12, I was really surprised. But then we looked into his swing a little bit deeper, and all things were explained. What we see on screen at the moment is Stuart before. This is on the left-hand side. And Stuart's main issue with the irons was that he was hitting fat shots. He was also hitting fades / drivers, slices with his driver, and I'm going to show you that towards the end of this video. But we looked at addressing the fat shots first. Now, if we look at his setup, just with the 7-iron, we noticed a couple of things that could lead to a fat shot. One of them being the ball position a long way forward for a 7-iron. The other thing being the sternum, the middle of his golf swing, is too far behind the club head then. So both of those two things straight away can cause fat golf shots. Then, from there, we move in our golf swing and actually move a long way to the side laterally as well. So now, not only did we have the ball position forward, not only did we start behind the golf ball, we've even now moved further behind the golf ball. So our sternum and our middle of our body is all the way back here. So this gap has to be made up somewhere, and that gets made up in the fact that the downswing is massively lateral shifting as well. So the movement in the downswing is huge as well. But very often Stuart just doesn't get back in time, therefore the bottom of his golf swing is still underneath his sternum, and you can see there clearly on the video that club head is hitting the ground behind the ball. So this is the first thing that we addressed. We see a couple of little things really. His grip gets a little bit stronger there, but it's nothing that massively concerned about. Now, Stuart's never had a golf lesson before, and his swing mechanically is very, very strong, very, very good. So now this is what we've improved. We've first off moved the ball position more central, so it's just in front of centre. We talked about keeping the sternum much more over the top of the golf ball, certainly when we're swinging the club as well. So we talked about staying more central and rotating over the top of the golf ball. Straight away here we see a huge improvement at the very top. Let me bring these two swings in the same position. And what you'll notice on the screen there now is a couple of things, not only just in his body shape, how much better his back angle is on the right hand side, how much more he's over the golf ball, how his legs have stayed more stable, but also look in the background of the Trafford Golf Centre kind of banner here behind, of how much different that is. And the ball's not moved, the ball's in exactly the same place, but on the left hand side there he's moved all the way back so you can see the whole of the double F and ORD of Trafford, where here on the right hand side you can only just see the R and the D. So the difference now is incredible, awesome. Then on the way down on this left hand side, his body weight would stay more central, more over the top of the golf ball, and if anything his sternum started to be in front of the golf ball, and guess what that's going to promote? It's going to promote a strike where we hit the ball first and then the floor after. Lovely finish, awesome. So what we did there, we stayed more central, keeping his sternum, the middle of his body, the middle of his rib cage over the top of the golf ball, and then we talked about keeping it over the top of the golf ball as we came in to hit. Now this was interesting. I'm going to move on to the driver now with Stuart and show you the improvement that we made with the driver as well. So Stuart originally was hitting lovely draw shots with his irons, dropping the club nicely on the inside and hitting these really nice draw golf shots, sometimes overdrawing it but fatting it a lot of the time as well. But couldn't do that at all with the driver. Not at all. Really was moving the ball all over the show with the flight of the golf ball, mostly to the left, mostly to the right as well. So what we talked about with the driver was a couple of things really. We noticed our alignments a little bit off, so we squared the shoulders up a fraction, kept the ball position further forward, so everything's more in line, where before his shoulders were going left, his feet were going right. Then we just talked about keeping the middle of his swing. Now this is his new swing now. This is the one on the right, on both sides of the screen. This is his new driver swing. We came back to the sternum again and talked about how the sternum now is behind the golf ball and how it wishes to stay there. So as we turn, the sternum stays behind the golf ball, rightly so, but it's not moved side to side, it's just stayed behind the golf ball. And as it stays there during the downswing, we now encourage more of a slight upward hit onto the golf ball, which is just amazing. The other thing we just talked about was hitting the golf ball more from the inside and more on the way up. Now, granted, that instruction is not for everyone who slices the driver, because you know that's quite a basic instruction to hit up and more on the inside. I'm sure many of you have tried it, but because Stuart did it so well with his irons, that the movement, the transition was just so good. Hit the ball much more from the inside, hit it on the way up, hit this lovely draw that carried, I mean, Stuart, it's a massive way. Let me show you a swing in normal speed, just to give you an idea. I mean, he bombs it out there, kind of carries it 260, 270, carry distance. So then to tie that in with a nice little draw as well, it reduced the backspin, and the ball was travelling much further in the total distance as well. We could see that on the range. So what we've seen today is sometimes that when I saw Stuart swing at the start of today's session, I would have said without question he was a single figure handicap, without question. It was only when we started to look into his swing a little bit more in depth did we notice all these little characteristics that Stuart had developed in his golf swing to cause him to be so inconsistent. Certainly the fat iron shots, they're not hitting it from the in and up on his driver, and suddenly now we're starting to hit more cleaner strikes with our irons. We're not fatting it, so that's going to make a huge improvement, and we're starting to control the shape of the driver so it doesn't end up, you know, 3 fairways to the side. It's going to hit our fairway. So I'm looking forward to keeping up with Stuart's progress now. I'll keep all you guys watching informed as well, so I'll let you know via Facebook and Twitter. You can check me out on the links just above, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and do subscribe. Well done, Stuart, great session today, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. And happy Father's Day.